Hey everybody. Thanks for being out here tonight. I'm kind of thinking maybe we ought to just make this an annual event. What do you think?
Yep.
Except next year maybe we ought to do it on the first day of the session. Yeah, it might work. Anyway, listen, this is not a rally for or against any political party, any group, any religion, any constituency, nothing like that at all. This is a rally against political extremism. It's very important to realize that we did not arrive at this state of political extremism we see today by accident or by spontaneity. It's been a very successful, calculated strategy by a lot of very wealthy people and corporations. Now, I'm not going to get into some kind of a crazy conspiracy theory, but this is really what's going on. Not a conspiracy theory, but just a lot of very serious, powerful corporations and people who are having a direct influence on state legislators like we have here in Utah. Multiple high-profile national journalists from the Nation magazine, the LA Times, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and many, many other organizations have exposed this organization called the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC. It sounds harmless enough, almost like Little Red Riding Hood, but ALEC is more like the wolf that ate your grandma. It is essentially a Washington, D.C. radical right-wing think tank policy machine funded by corporations like Chevron, Philip Morris, Pfizer, and the notorious billionaire brothers David and Charles Koch. The same figures at the center of billions of corporate money being spent to deny global warming, and the same funders of Karl Rove's super PAC. Along with legislators, corporations have memberships in ALEC as well. So it's made up of state legislators, like, I don't want to name the names here, but we have a lot of them here on the roster in our Utah legislature who are members, along with corporations like Chevron. They meet behind closed doors where they craft various laws to enhance their own well-being and profits. Corporations sit on all 9 of ALEC's task forces and vote with legislators to approve model bills. You can go to ALEC's website, www.alec.org, and you can pull down their menu of all the 9 issues that they work on. And you can find reports that they have written that describes in detail what their agenda is. And one of the more infamous ones that I've noticed is their report on public education in America. They give public education a D-. A D- they give public education. Why are they doing that? Well, there's obviously a lot of money that gets thrown into public education and higher education in this country, and you got a lot of wealthy corporations that see all that money, and they think, I want it in my pocket. Therefore, let's privatize education. That's what this is about. These so-called model bills reach into every area of American life and often directly or indirectly benefit these huge corporations. In ALEC's own words, corporations have, quote, a voice and a vote on specific changes to the law that are then proposed in your state. The ALEC machine mass produces bills promoting voter suppression, shrinking government, destroying unions, privatizing public assets, attacking public education, and dissolving regulations, especially environmental regulations. Every year, thousands of bills from this factory show up in state houses throughout the country. No better example of that than the infamous Arizona immigration bill, written in conjunction with the largest private prison industry corporation in the country. Participating legislators, overwhelmingly conservative members of those state bodies, bring those proposals home and introduce them in state houses as their own brilliant ideas without disclosing that corporations crafted and already voted on the bill. This is a gang of corporations collaborating to reshape our country state by state for their own benefit, trying to disguise this as driven by local politicians, public sentiment, and innocent nonprofits. The bills are laced with comforting words like freedom, liberty, reform, and literacy. This is a Trojan horse. ALEC has been the source of bills pushing school vouchers, taking money away from public schools and creating education accounts, stripping environmental regulations, resolutions denying global warming, and requiring the teaching of global warming denial in schools as legitimate science. Exactly the kind of bills that have been introduced in Utah. The Koch brothers and their corporations are using state legislators as pawns to increase their profits and control over our economy and our very lives. Polluters, developers, and their big business allies have used their extensive wealth to finance a takeover of many state governments. We can no longer turn a blind eye to this deceptive and insidious work of the American Legislative Exchange Council. It is time to hold this group and their membership legislators accountable. Therefore, I am asking everyone here tonight and everyone you know to demand that your legislator, your state representative, and your state senator disclose their membership with ALEC and demand that they completely step away from that affiliation and start governing for us, the majority. Represent us, not special interests. That's what it's about. Stop the madness, start making sense, restore sanity to Utah government. Thank you.
ALEC is having a conference here in Salt Lake City, July 25th through 28th. So it might be appropriate if you kept that in mind, and let's give them a very warm Utah welcome. Not.